on with the show. And now, on with the show. And now, on with the show.
Home is just me. Ultron! Human avatars only. I wish to understand my purpose.
With a genocidal maniac inside your head.
Nothing bonds a family together quite like mortal jeopardy.
In brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light.
What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Superlair. We are here after an excruciatingly long week. We are back with Lanterns, Season 1, Episode 2. Let me tell you, man, I've been jonesing for this episode. I've watched Episode 1 not once, not twice, but 3 times. I need new Lanterns content like I need air or water. I'm so excited to continue this mystery, see what's going on. But my brother from another mother, JG Shaolin, terrific. How are we doing tonight, man?
I'm right there along with you, man. I've been jonesing. I've been trying to avoid YouTube leaks and all that stuff. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Without further ado, Lanterns, Episode 2. He's so good, man. Very nice.
That is insane.
Yeah, tell me about it, man. How's rolling in it? That is HBO. Ah, The Suit. Yes.
Wow.
Hmm.
That is awesome.
That's very cool.
What the?
Ooh,
He ain't human.
yeah, I'm gonna rule that one out for sure. Oof. Oh my god. Hmm. Mm. Mm. Mm.
Mm.
Okay.
Is that grandma in the corner?
I believe it is. No to round two. Strong man. Respect.
I think it's going to happen.
Do you think it's going to happen or do you want it to happen? Let's be honest here.
It's HBO, man. Something's got to happen.
Mm. Yes. Love it. Hell yeah.
Oh, that was it?
Mm.
Oh, here we go.
Dude. Dude.
He's gonna go talk to Sinestro. I think
Oh
this is
boy.
it.
He needs that info. Oh my god, they're gonna end it with Sinestro. They're gonna really leave us like this. Oh my god. Dude. Mm, those bastards. We have a replacement for Ibby, Mr. Austin. Thank you for joining.
Hello. Why did Ibby leave?
He thought the episode started an hour later than initially, you know, it's
Oh,
marketed as.
did he
so
not watch it?
He probably did not watch it. He will be back next week, though.
He'll replace me. I won't be here next week.
Replacement, a common theme, an aspect of this show.
Yeah.
Lantern season 1, episode 2. Was it as great and as strong as episode 1? No. Was it still a really good episode? Yeah, absolutely. I thought it was a really good episode. I think, episode 1 was definitely a setting up of the tone and the vibe and sort of generally sort of teasing what's to come. But this episode really furthers the plot points and the mystery. It really sets us on course for what we're going to watch from week to week. I think it does a very good job of that. It's definitely a slow burn. They have a nice balance of, setting up the mystery, exploring the mystery, but then when, we want to see the Green Lantern, we want to see the power set, we want the world building, they know when exactly to deliver that. So I think that it's a nice balance. And it could very well be a boring, slow burn, but luckily the characters are so interesting and the world building is so interesting that, you're invested and you're eventually rewarded by the middle of the episode or the end of the episode with, stuff that we're dying to see. Hal Chandler is Hal Jordan. I mean, come on. Perfect casting, and he's going to be delightful week to week. The fact that he, despite being dead in the current timeline, he's going to be in every episode is awesome because he's perfect casting, and his deliveries were gold this episode. When Carrie Kane was like, honey, I forget what she said, honey, can you stop or whatever? And Hal was like, yes. Like, just little things like that are like, you lovable bastard. Ryan Reynolds is no more. Absolutely. Kyle Chandler is Hal. Or the scene in the car where Carrie Kane sort of lets loose, like, my marriage is kind of unsmooth, and he's like, your marriage is unsmooth, because that opens up and it gives him hope for a little shot there. So it's little lines like that are written well and are also delivered perfectly that you just can't help and love. How Jordan, he has the raw experience to go out and do these sorts of things. And I love that, similar, like I said in the trailer reaction, similar to, it's a deleted scene, but still, Robert Pattinson's Batman going to Barry Keoghan's Joker for inside knowledge and to pick his brain, like a Hannibal Lecter figure. I love that that's Sinestro playing that role. Going back to the world building, it's they're crushing it. It's really cool to see it expanded this way. And that was one of the biggest things I wanted to learn, week to week, is what's the deal with Hal Jordan? Where is Kilowog? Where's Carol? What's his place with the Guardians? We're starting to learn, some of these answers. And I'm loving it. John Stewart, Aaron Pierre, also equally perfect. I love that, there's an edge to him. There is getting the job done, but always when he's with Zoe, you see the performance change slightly. There is a vulnerability. There's a lightening of the eyes. It's subtle. It's perfectly well played. He's a Marine, but also he is an architect. He has an artistic side, and so when he crafts the bird and the bird lands on his shoulder, that's a little moment where you see his appreciation for life, where Hal's not impressed because he's so jaded. He's been doing this for years. but there's a youthfulness and there's a a newfound appreciation or love for the job that he's going to have. And so, that there's going to be a little bit of resentment or jealousy towards that. And I think that's a very interesting dynamic and clash to have. JG, how are we feeling on this episode?
It was a slow burn. It really was. But it was a good slow burn. One thing I love about this show so far is that the trailers that we have seen doesn't tell you the whole story of anything, right? Because I had theories going in. I'm like, oh crap, well, I guess throw those out the window. And to kind of fast forward to Jon Stewart creating the bird, right? I think Hal was impressed and jealous at the same time. But he has to have his appearance, like you said, jaded, because, well, I can't show that. I'm like, I can't show him that. Wow, that's awesome. No. Because even he had this shocked look on his face. But just imagine if he was able to fly at the same time. Right? That would be very interesting. But it kind of brings me back to the first episode where, and it didn't dawn on me until the third time I watched it, to where John asked Hal, how he became a lantern. And Hal goes into the ring, chose him, but the Guardians chose you. So therefore, I can't really, it's almost like I earned a role, you were given a role kind of thing, right? So that may be another reason why Hal's so hard on Jon Stewart this entire time. Could be wrong, but just as a theory. But then let's just look at how even when he was unconscious, I guess you want to call it unconscious, when they put the little tool on his head, the bird was still there. The bird is still chirping. So that's also kind of showing you how powerful Jon Stewart can be as a lantern.
Great point.
And how, because we know, because we've seen the trailers where Hal is telling Sinestro he's my replacement, right? So like I said, it's like he's impressed, but he's also jealous because this guy not only can take my job, but possibly be better than me at my job. Because mind you, he's been the only Earth Lantern for so long. But yeah, and that's up to this point. But let's get to Hal. Hal is freaking hilarious. The one-liners, the face mannerisms, everything. Him riding around with two dead aliens in his car like it's nothing. It's like, oh man, is he really riding around with two aliens in public? And it also goes to show that people in this universe are used to seeing aliens. Because nobody's jumping around about it. No one's shocked. I'm still thinking Zoe may be an alien, even though every Google ChatGPT thing says she's not.
Is she the Manhunter?
Could be. But, if Manhunter's a guy, and it's kind of like one of those, okay, John, you smashed the guy. That's the kind of thing about. I'm not going to go into that rabbit hole. But yeah, she could be a Manhunter. Who knows? And again, the whole Red Lantern theory, that's a good theory because, like, who are these guys? I don't think did they ever introduce who they were? I don't remember.
No, they in this episode they intentionally are laying out the mystery here. There's talk that Anton might very well be Atrocitus. That'd be insane. That'd be crazy.
And that's what's so great about this show is that there's so many theories. That's why I'm so happy it's not a binge show. Weekly episodes, Absolutely. We can get together, theorize, and get let down because, well, I guess my theory's out the window, but still be a really good show. And it kind of reminds me of, I'm going to end it real quick here in a minute, but kind of Iron Man 2 where you see Tony Stark having to be Iron Man without the suit. We see Hal have to be a lantern without his ring. Right? And I thought that was really good. Something else I had and I lost. Oh yeah, at the very end. I know you said Batman, the whole thing. That's great. I'm also getting Silence of the Lambs type of thing.
Yes.
With Starling and Hannibal Lecter. Because he says, tell me about Jon Stewart. It's going to be like one of those quid pro quo type of things. You give me this, I'll give you that. And What a cliffhanger. What a cliffhanger. So that's all I got for now. I know something else will come to me in a second. Go ahead, Austin.
Did he, at the end, did Sinestro say that a Manhunter is the second greatest threat?
Greatest threat. Yep.
Is he the first? Is that what he's getting at?
No, because I absolutely see why you think that, but this is part of the game, right? Is that Sinestro is going to put it inside Hal's head, or at least reaffirm that John is the greatest threat.
Oh, I see.
His replacement. And I love that. I love that he's going to be toying with him, and that's going to be part of the back and forth that we're going to see next week, is that, you know, John is there for, you know, for good and to fulfill the Guardian's, you know, oath and to be a Green Lantern, but that comes at the expense of Hal losing his job, losing his purpose. That obviously is a problem for him. It irks him. So I love that. I think that's great, but continue.
Can I just, that suit is hideous.
We can talk about the suit.
I wanted to wait until the show to like really judge it. I am not vibing with it.
You know, when the first trailer came out, the teaser trailer, I was like, I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt. The suit not looking great. They fixed it in quote unquote fixed, right? They brightened it up a little more green in the trailers, and I was like, all right. You know, it's not great, but I don't hate it.
I'll let it slide, because when they do Rebirth and we get a young Hal, it's gonna be better.
I think so.
They'll give us the white gloves.
Yeah, it's gonna be an insane glow up. What I do like about the suit, though, is that, you know, it's weathered, it's torn. There's experience there. There's a weird like Krasinski Reed fabric to it. There's a weird Eternals-ish vibe to it. It looks, I don't know, partially otherworldly. Like, I like it in concept. The execution is not fully there, but I'm surprised that I don't hate it. But I'm also not gonna I'm not gonna defend it. I'm not gonna be like, you're wrong. This suit is great. It is a suit of all time.
I mean, if they give us something similar for John, that's when I'll really be upset. But since it's just Hal and he's on the way out, I don't care that much.
Yeah, I think the idea is that Jon Stewart's going to get an insanely comic book accurate suit, and it's going to be
hope so, bro.
It's going to be a moment. I think they're going to cook, especially James Gunn bringing him over into Man of Tomorrow. Like that is his deal. But we'll see.
It was slow, but not in a bad way. And like a lot of the big scenes that people were talking about from the trailer were in this, like John getting like abducted. I thought that was going to be something totally different. They didn't really seem like they were like the main antagonist. And like the thing that they were shooting into his head, I thought that was going to be something completely different.
Yeah, you know what?
And I hope we see what he saw at some point, just in like
we have
flashes and glimpses. Maybe it's something that like keeps him up at night or something like that. But I don't know. I was expecting it to be like one of those alien devices that he was talking about at the end of the first episode, the alien guy. I don't remember his name. Waylon, I think.
Waylon, yeah.
I thought they were going to inject some type of device into him, but that was not the case.
I love that part about it, because now John has a direct dog in this fight, right? He's seen directly what the Manhunter threat is, what it could mean for Earth. and not only has he seen it, but he's felt it. It's gonna keep him up at night. So I really love that development, and this whole Anton situation. Could he be Atrocitus? Could these be the Red Lanterns in disguise? Potentially, maybe. I would love to see Atrocitus in his true form. That would be a moment. And then safe to say they were really rageful. They were, but that's part of it, right? Is that they're low key valid in how they feel. The Manhunters, if the story is if they're keeping it 100, right? The Manhunters are a threat. They annihilate species and races, and this can't happen again. Find the Manhunter responsible, and that's sort of the course that he's set on. You don't have time to waste. We have to get to the bottom of this, and I'm in, man. I'm excited.
I will say, no one about the suit. I don't like the fact that he has to put it on. It's one of those. Because I mean, of course, they can do whatever they need to do without the suits. Because I mean, people know they're lanterns anyway. It just kind of irks me, right? It's like I don't know. The only thing I liked about the Ronald Reynolds lantern, of course, I didn't like how it looked. I like how he can just kind of like, you know what I mean? Like technically, like put it on, don't have it. I can't describe. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But I don't like how it looked back at that time. But I just like the idea of how the suit can come on. I don't know. I don't know. And Sinestro's look, I wish he looked more alien. Instead of like a regular person with just painted face.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I wish he was a little bit more pink or purple or whatever. But
Well,
I
give
don't.
him, like,
I don't mind it too much.
Klingon kind of freaking indentions. I don't know.
I was trying to find, like in the last trailer reaction that we did, I was trying to find what was off about it, because I don't think it's a bad design. Yes, you should make him more pink, purple. I think the issue with the design is that he does look humanoid, and I'm thinking, Sinestro has a slightly bigger head. I think that's what's missing here, because without that, he is sort of just a guy with pointy ears with a slightly different tone. I think they needed to push that a little further. I don't hate it, but could have done a little more. Let's just say that.
And I love the Gotham reference too. That was pretty dope.
Nice. Now, do we think, because we know that name Kane, that last name Kane, has relation to Gotham, right? Batwoman. Do we think there's anything there, or do we think that's a coincidence?
It totally is. They could have just said she's from Gotham, but they specifically made her a Kane. I feel like I don't think it's ever gonna lead to anything. Like, I don't think she's gonna pop up down the road. But I think it was very intentional.
And this was a great detail that someone picked up on. It could be nothing, but I don't know, right? In episode 1, where she's on the phone when John is there to pick up Hal after the arrest, and you hear her say something along the lines of like as the goodbye, like, tell Barb that I said hi, or something like that, right? Barbara Gordon? Am I looking too deeply into this? I think that maybe? Question mark?
I assume that it's Barbara Gordon. I wonder if she's Oracle, because if she's
right,
like talking about Barb, then I feel like she has to. She's not young, right? She's not.
Yeah.
She's probably not. She's definitely at least Batgirl by this point.
It makes it because
I would assume
she knows way too much. Right? It's like every time a house says D, she's like, yeah, I know. How are you able to know all these things? Right? And maybe, I don't know, because I mean, the Kanes are like you know, isn't that like Batman's cousins or something like that?
Which?
The Kane family. Are they like related to the Waynes, or are they just close to them? Because the Kanes are from a wealthy family.
It's the cousin. It's the cousin.
Okay.
I'm not a Batwoman fan at all, but I believe, yeah, the cousin.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
Okay,
you only like Batman.
So Carrie, because her name's Carrie Kane, right? So that's obviously a made up first name. But Kane, like you said, Kane, being from Gotham, he's got to bring Batman in eventually. It's pretty soon. 'Cause I'm sick of this waiting. Who is your Batman?
And we're gonna have to wait even longer, apparently.
I mean, this is obviously a good show, and I can see why people may not like it. Because I said it last episode because it is very dialogue script heavy.
Yeah, I think this is gonna be I don't know if I want to say nail in the coffin, but this is going to be sort of this was the episode to be like, if you're rocking with it, great, let's continue. If you're not, I think now's the time to tap out, because this is exactly the type of show that it is. It is dialogue driven. It is slow burn. It is patience. You will get your Green Lantern mythology and expansion of the universe in segments. And because the show is so great and I'm still rocking with it, I'm totally on board. I'm totally rolling with it. But this is definitely not gonna be everyone's cup of tea. And this episode was, the common consensus that I'm seeing right now online, the general reception is that not as great as episode 1, still good. And I think this might be when we get to other feature episodes, this might be one of the weaker ones, not because it's bad, just because it is doing the heavy lifting and it's doing the important work that needs to be done. We need to do these sort of growing pains, so we're rewarded down the line with a little more action, a little more unraveling of the mystery, to the point where we do we have the mystery right in front of us. Now what are we going to do with that? So yeah, I mean, luckily it's not boring. Luckily it's the character work is still interesting to watch. I really like the scene with Hal in the hospital and him and Carrie are just having a conversation about the situation, and there is a sense of attraction there. There is, I love that they both know the job at hand. They both have different ways of handling it, and they know what they're thinking, right? Hal is like, a guy's got to wonder, and then she's like, a girl's got to wonder. So that's a fun dynamic to have. I enjoyed that a lot.
Even Penguin had a couple slow episodes. It was still good,
True.
Right?
Yeah, true.
Man, look at this shot, bro. I try to think. Like I said, it was a very slow burn, so it really isn't much to talk about.
True.
I mean, do we think I don't know if the writers have been kind of yapping a whole bunch, so maybe they said something. Do we know, or do we think the Sinestro War has happened yet? Or did they lock him up? And because I'm assuming he's going to break out at some point. I don't think he's going to be in the prison for the whole DCU.
No, not at all. You can't just let him sit there. I mean, we did hear in a line of dialogue, right, that Sinestro attempted a coup, didn't work out. Is that Sinestro War?
That's what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't think it is, because that sounds very low key. It didn't sound like much came of it.
Yeah, a little coup, right?
Yeah.
I just, that's sort of the larger question, is that where is Lanterns headed? Because season 2 potentially could be the start of an anthology structure where we're not following John. We're actually following Simon, or we're following Jessica, or we're following Kyle, which I like. I think that, each season being a mystery with a different set of lanterns, that's a really cool idea. But it does leave open the larger question, what's the future of the Green Lantern IP on the big screen? Because I think, as great as this show is, Green Lantern inherently cosmic, inherently big budget. I think you have to do something theatrical. Maybe you do Rebirth. I don't know. But the lore is just too rich to stay on TV. So the ideal situation would be, let's get a couple of seasons of Lanterns in, prestige HBO, which seems to be working out A-okay so far. And then we can do a movie that, if you haven't watched the show, you won't be in trouble. But if you have, it's sort of bonus, cherry on top. We're good with it. Very curious. Very curious. I don't know. I guess more to come, right?
I'm kind of dreading this whole next week because this first week felt so slow waiting for episode 2.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Yeah, and JG's right, is that there isn't much to talk about, and that's the general energy online right now, is that good episode, enjoyed the individual character moments, I'm liking the mystery that's being set up, but we don't know, it is, where this is the growing pain. We're gonna have to wait until next week to get more answers, and the next week, which is fine. They dropped a little teaser for episode 3, and they showed Hal with the domino mask. Have you guys seen this?
I have not.
Yeah. So it must be a picture or something of some kind. Not great quality, but he has the mask at least. I mean,
it's those shoulders, man. Why are they so wide?
It is a bulkier suit. That is true. It is a bulkier suit. It's I don't think it needed to be that bulky, but I like the mask. We haven't seen Hal in the mask in 15 years, so it's nice. He's probably not going to wear it in the mainline show. This is clearly a Hal more in his prime, taking care of the situation.
Yeah. I was going to say that he looks like he's younger. The hair, little Superman swoop thing in the front.
Yeah.
He looks younger. The suit looks clean too, so he looks younger. So maybe next week could be more of a backstory.
I forget if it's episode 3 or 4 that we're gonna get the full John Stewart origin. It might be in this next episode.
I think it's the next episode.
Yeah, It might be.
Because I'm thinking, well, I don't know fuck, here's a theory. Because we see the trailer where something looks like it's what we didn't know if it was a guardian, a manhunter, or what it was transforming into, talking to a woman. I'm thinking that's John's mother.
Yeah, because that's the question, right? Is that in 2016 when we first see them, they're already training. They've been training for a couple months, so there would have to be a prior interaction where maybe Hal does meet him as a kid. I don't know. I'm very interested to go into flashbacks, see Hal a little more in his prime. That was part of the fun of this episode, is that, we were wondering what's Hal's deal, what's the lore behind him, and these are sort of blink and you miss it things, but we saw pictures of Hal in his luxurious huge house, and if you're wondering why, this is such a great detail. This is blink and you miss it. If you're wondering why Hal brought up that question about Harry Potter in the first episode. It's because he met the cast. That was completely blink and you miss it. That's great. That is a great little, the attention to detail is definitely a strength of the series. I love that. That's very fun. That's very fun. That's fun world building. I really like what they're setting up here.
We didn't get any 2026. I was expecting there to be
because we see the trailers where John is talking to Guy Gardner. And there was a thing where Guy Gardner says, I met Hal in a cell just like this, or something like that.
I wonder how much of the 2016 story takes up this season and how much of it is going to be present day too. Apparently,
It's the majority. 2016 is going to take up the majority of the show because Hal is in every episode, despite being dead. So that's a great way to get more Hal. If you're going to kill him off and believe that he's dead, give us as much Hal as we can get. So that's good. Fleshing out the mystery. We have little teases, little ideas. What could be is fun to speculate. But we don't have the tangible what is. We don't have what we need. And so we're going to have to keep watching. We're going to have to keep talking. But not as strong as episode 1, but very good. Very good. Character moments. The Green Lantern aspects sprinkled in there were fun. By the way, the flying, they really have perfected superhero flying. Like when he sort of was levitating over the city, awesome. And there's more to come with that. So that's great. And also, like, we're talking about the world building, right? I love the prison cell and the prisons, surrounding Hal. That is a very just cool aesthetic, very unique for an HBO, show that, doesn't have all the budget. It's very cool to look at. It's very cosmic. It's very out there. Also, the theme's good. It's ethereal. It has sort of the techno aspects to it. It's a worthy Green Lantern theme, so that's good. But yeah, next week a little more. We'll see.
Oh man, I'm done fishing. But yeah, you always find me here. Same bad time, same bad channel. The signal goes up, I come running. Always with me with mi hermano de otra madre, el príncipe in Nueva York, super wise.
Yes, sir. Awesome.
Well, I won't be here next week. I work on Sundays, but you can find me on Twitter at the tag under my name. Yeah, go like my hit tweets.
Your Kyle Allen tweets, yeah.
It was popping off.
Austin, are you ready? We're gonna say it all together.
Okay.
All right, you ready? 3, 2, 1. And brightest day.
Brightest day.
Blackest night.
Yeah,
Blackest night.
No evil.
No evil.
Shall escape my sight. Let those who worship people's might beware my power.
Beware my power. Green Lantern.
Lantern's light.
Green Lantern's light.